The stream's back up. I'll try anyway. My internet's been strangely and bizarrely slow and unreliable recently, don't know why.
The great quality internet of the United Kingdom.
So hopefully that should be a bit better.
It's looking better already from what I can see.
Yeah, it's the bitrate I have to reduce. No.
A little bit less clear, but perfectly watchable, I'd say.
Well, it's better to have it smooth than just all those stutters if I can avoid them. If I keep the camera still as well, it'll help increase the quality. So they've been saying ready for a while now.
Yeah, they're waiting on us.
Oh, we're ready, yeah, we're good to go.
So hopefully things will get going straight away, almost.
Need to look for any incredibly ugly faces, of course. Yeah, Poland looking very fresh-faced, to be honest. Very fresh-faced.
Okay, so live only starts.
Oh, but Lara's just asking for
Oh,
some...
no, there's a wait, full start. Oh, maybe.
Comms is quite ugly.
Can't see him. Where's his body?
And Blackett's quite ugly, he's got a very hooked nose.
What the fuck, my sound is just like stupidly bugged.
While waiting, I'll just add the proper media file for Nations Cup.
Just need to restart the game quickly.
Okay. Oh, we can do without it. It's not a big problem. Team killing going on. Oh, and Poland said they're ready. Live and restart. Poland starting as Nords. He's going to be hovering around the
So
spawn.
everyone has a spawned, yeah.
I think so. Instant Black Hawk has obviously taken quite a lot of jabs there.
Poland looking very infantry heavy. They're going straight for the U shape.
And Ukraine seems to be hanging around in the graveyard alley.
Got a pretty standard crossbow setup with one on spawn. A few people in there, have they? Yeah, pretty standard. 3 crossbows for Ukraine.
And Poland are moving straight in.
They can fight them in the top part of that alley. That'll be a slight advantage. Quite predictably, Ukraine trying to pull them back a bit in range of their archer on spawn.
Yep, Poland seems to be pulling back from that.
Well, that was a good shot. One of the Polish infantry just turned around for a second and got hit.
Yeah, I think it's the one with the no trousers. I know Poland might be trying to draw Ukraine forwards here. In a place where they can fight with other archers. Now, do you think Poland... They don't have any archers, do they? They just have the one?
They have one. He's by the middle house, or the middle stables, I should say. Hiding behind trying not to engage the crossbow on top of the spawn, but get a shot on the ones who are in graveyard, I think. Well, that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I think he's going to have struggle as well to... If Ukraine fight them in an area where they can get a lot of crossfires, they'll struggle to really put pressure on their archers, won't they?
Well, what we'll probably find is that both teams have an archer that's going to stay back. They'll both look for the easy shot on each other when the fighting actually kicks off.
Yep.
I'd say the one by the stables on Nord, the Nordish archer, probably has a slight advantage because he's got better cover. Top of that spawn is alright, except you can get hit over those palisade sticky up bits.
Yeah, Simchecker got hit. He's down to about 50% health. And Turkon and Sonic AA are just sort of dancing around. They're like just meters from each other. Oh, and Poland gone for it. I think that was a deliberate bait by Ukraine. His team wanting to engage.
Well, some of the best victories we've had on this map have been when someone's tried to go forward but realised it was a big mistake. All the other Trojans tried to grab them. They just lured them into a trap, effectively.
Oh, and Simchek gets shot by Sumrak there.
Straight through the shield.
Yeah, well, Sumrak didn't have a good shield himself. Not shielded. Simchek got... Oh yeah, he has the third best Nord shield. So that'll be white.
I was going to say, it looks like Sumrak took the siege crossbow.
Yeah.
The rubber shield he's got himself.
It paid off for him there, didn't it? Yeah, expert early kill.
Oh, yeah, it's very useful. So Poland now trying to grab the... Oh, no. Trying to push them back, yeah, to and from.
Yeah, Ukraine seems to be just sending out... Oh, and K2 takes over. But it looks like we're going to go to flags. Although, they're very close. Will flags actually come up with them this close? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they have to be further away from that. Between them, like a greater distance.
It's hard to say. It may just be delayed. I know I've never figured out the flags properly.
No, I do think you have to have distance between you and your opponent a little bit. There's like a minimum
They are very
range.
close. Poland probably want to force this one into a draw if they...
Oh, flags come up in the small
Flags
there.
come up anyway.
So what Poland going to do here? Because they've moved in straight on this group here. That's 5 on 3. Should
That's
be
a
in
good
Poland's
idea.
favour. Smart move.
Grab some easy kills here.
Frost is coming in. Gets hit on Blackhawk from behind. Sumrak's come to help. Poland lose 1, but they take out all 3 of those. So they've made it back. Oh, they lose Blackhawk as well
They've
there.
only got one player over now.
And now it'll
But
really
watch
go
out,
to who can get
Crossbow's
onto the
still on top
flag.
spawn. He's going to cause some trouble when they move us back across to the flag. There's a fight going on in the U. Diob's getting caught out by Lars. Or Lars, however you pronounce it. Yep, he's gone down.
Yeah, so it's going in favour of Ukraine at the
Chasing
moment.
Lars.
And Ukraine have a lot of guys moving towards the flag now. I think they've only got Blackett on the flag. Takes out Sumrak.
Nice work with Poland. Well, Blackett to keep the flag reasonably clear.
But with only 20 seconds left,
Time.
it's going to be really difficult for Poland. They've got to get there quick.
So Ukraine have the flag advantage now.
Oh,
Backfire from
UFOs
Ukraine.
come right in from behind. Beautiful.
Ooh, they're almost level. It's hard to say which was... Yeah,
Well, Poland are on the flag there.
again.
Oh, but they've moved off it. Oh, no, it's still there.
One stays on the flag.
In 4
If it's
seconds.
higher when the time runs out, it's fine. But if 2 people are on the flag, the one that moves off is going to lose it.
Not Poland got that one. And they killed Blackett as well. Although he'd lost
Yeah,
that
that
death
was
discourse.
a round to Poland.
Yeah. That was very close. Poland moving out again. Still just sticking with the one archer. Ukraine are going for a direct push there.
Going with
They pushed straight in.
Quite weak shield this time again.
Oh, no, they've pushed and then they stopped. Died against it. And they're trying to draw Poland back again.
This is where the North have a slight advantage with an archer.
And
those
Laras
jabs,
goes
of
down
course.
from Gorn.
This jab's doing a lot of damage there. Caught Turk on out.
Kocher killed by Sonic. Contest killed by Blackett. Sonic killed by Gorn. Now Ukraine 3-1 down. Simchek goes
Ooh,
down.
very nice work by Turk to take out Simchek there.
It's 3 on 5.
And UFO. Got both of them. And got taken out with Blackett.
So there's Frosker and Sumrak left now. Sumrak goes down. So that's a Polish round again. I think Ukraine were quite unlucky with that last round actually. They could have probably won that.
I don't know, fighting a, head-to-head with Nords isn't easy.
No, it's true,
You didn't
but
see any kind of support weapons out.
yeah, that's Roddick's strength, isn't it really? But then again, Roddick's are a good team in general. They're the only one that can,
if they want to fight them.
they're the only one that can really match the Nords, though, aren't they? I think in melee.
Yeah. It does rely on the support weapons. Nords they have much better throwing weapons. That's what really tipped the tide of the battle.
Yeah, Gorn's looking armoured now. And Simchek has no
Crossbows,
charges, as usual. Ukraine retreating again. UFO goes down, Lara is a Kutcher. Turkon killed by Simchek, getting a couple of nice kills there with his 200 axe. It's very heavily damaged. And goes down.
Contest with a good kill on Simchek.
Black
They
Hawk
have a
trouble
one-player
now.
advantage.
Frost's got a warhorse. And Gorn goes down as well. And Black Hawk. Looks like a Ukraine around this.
They're going to be very happy with that.
Yeah, although I'd say with Roddick's it's quite an even match actually against Nords. But yeah, it depends how you use them of course, but so I just command the Blackett left.
I think what we saw then with Poland getting a bit carried away. They saw the Roddick opponents of Ukraine and just ran straight at them.
Yeah.
The previous rounds are a bit more reserved in their attacking. They held back. They waited for the opportunity, and this time they ran straight for it, and they paid for it.
Indeed. So Poland sticking with the archer. And the archer doesn't have a shield either, so not too interested in swaps.
Well, it looks like they want to get fast moving out, which is fine.
K2 just took a hit there. Poland seem to be going for another charge. And Simchek took another hit.
This Polish team getting hit from the crossbow spawn quite a lot. And Simchek's lost half his health from what is essentially quite a foolish mistake to get hit by a crossbow. You know it's there.
Well, I think it was a javelin, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a javelin. He's got a javelin in his foot.
Someone goes down to an axe. K2 down to an axe.
Ukraine are all set up in that graveyard, aren't they? Oh, and the Frost goes down, so Ukraine's off their calf. So really, Poland will be wanting to fight them outside of the graveyard now, but they've run straight in. So they're just going to capitalise on what they've got.
They do have a player advantage. They have more numbers. Oh, not anymore.
Nope. A new player's got a very bad ping, so they'll probably have to drop him out.
That Warforce not really being able to be used, is it? It's kind of running and they're getting stuck.
Well, they should have backed out. I think once the opponent's team lost the horse, they could have backed out and forced to fight somewhere else, where they could have used their cav advantage. But... So Ukraine, another round for Ukraine. It's 2-2 now. Ukraine was just sticking with the same tactics, just going to Graveyard Alley. Have a nice time there.
Another hit from these crossbows. They're setting up a crossfire very early. From the top of the spawn and from the Graveyard Alley. And Gorn's on less than 25% health now.
Yeah, that makes a difference. So once again, Ukraine retreating back against the Polish advance, but not really advancing as heavily this time, Poland being a bit more reserved. Oh,
Ooh, cracking headshot. That was from the top of the spawn.
and that's the archer, isn't it? So Poland
Yeah,
now has no
sedged.
archers. They're going to be in real pickle if they get into a fight in a horrible kill zone, of which there are many on this map. And also,
Looks like Ukraine have a surround on them at the moment.
yeah, they need to be careful there though.
It's only slight, but they have it. They're going to try and push it.
And they're pushing well from both sides actually, Poland in a very nasty situation here. They've backed
Poland
up
back
into
into
U-turn.
U-shape.
Coach
Ukraine will
goes
be
down.
careful of here is you can fight in that U-shape pretty well.
Simchek and
Yeah.
Black Hawk. So that's another Ukraine round.
Ooh, Gorn sneaking on K2. He misses some hit from his shoulder. Don't know what happened there. They had someone who was like really far off and ended up behind them.
That was very nice work from Ukraine there. Pretty much perfect surround. They did lovely pressure from both sides. Never let one side get out of contact. They're going to restart no live. I think Poland have been a bit. I don't know. I don't know if this taking only one archer is a good idea, to be honest. I think you saw them sort of hiding in that last round, weren't they? Just let Ukraine sort of get into a position. I think they were afraid to push because they'd just go into a position where they couldn't fight back against the crossbows.
Archers are useful to have. I wouldn't say you really need more than 2 archers on this map. You can exercise most crossfires unless you're trying to camp out and go for map control. If you're trying to push like Poland did, I'd say 2 is the maximum you can use effectively.
Hmm. But I mean, 3 is quite common as well on this map, really. There's enough places to get 3 working effectively. As long as you use them as
Oh, yeah.
sort of infantry as well, to some degree.
think we saw a case there of Poland having a lot of infantry, but not being able to use them to get the kills quick enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and also you got to remember that it's harder to resist those surrounds as well when you have no ranged, because you got no way of really dealing with them or pressuring them from the other side.
Yeah, you have to try and meet them in numbers, which kind of gets rid of the point of having the extra infantry in the first place.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're getting hit from two sides by two little groups, ideally you'd want to move against one, but if they've got ranged units with them, they can shoot you in the back when you try and go and deal with the other one. And if you've got no range to your own, you can't keep them pressured or stop them from doing that. I don't know though. Passive in those later rounds, and they weren't doing their pushes. No, I think really they could have just done with backing off more and waiting for flag. But sort of
Well,
left
pushes
themselves.
work great when they're not expected. They use the same push down the same alley every round. The first round they won because presumably Ukraine didn't expect them to push quite that way, especially when the flags came. When the flags come, you expect both teams to try and get to the flag, not try and clear the rest of the map. But trying to clear the teams that were left before going back to the flag worked in the favour for Poland.
Yeah, yeah.
But of course, when you know they're going to do that, you can actually plan against it.
Yeah, I mean, aggression, just repeating the same thing over and over again is never a good idea. You need a bit of balance, just maybe the odd round where you just do something completely different, just to throw the opponents off.
I'd say on this, but we saw an entire half of the map just not get used.
Yeah, although it's often very difficult for the Rodok side. It's difficult to sort of really move across that right flank, I think. But I mean, you can do it, but you just move straight into the kill zone, really. There's the sort of the only middle portion of the map is that map around sort of the U-bend and the allies, isn't there? Because both those places can't be hit from the spawns.
Yeah, I would have thought Ukraine would have they kind of did capitalise on the fact that Poland didn't have the archers to stop them moving into good positions. But you'd have thought that Poland would let the Ukraine team spread out a lot more than they did. Because when they did spread out, they were still very close on both sides of them.
Yeah.
You can afford to hide in spawn and let them take half the map and then pounce on one little group while the other half the team is off somewhere else.
Yeah, although if they did have more range, those little moves out with groups would be a lot more dangerous as well, wouldn't they? Because they also risk you just move yourself into a position where you can get shot accidentally.
We'll have to see how the crossbows Poland take as Rodoks.
Yeah. I think personally I'd actually prefer to go Rodoks, but that's because I'm rubbish with throwing weapons. I know. I mean, Rodoks definitely do have better sport weapons. They have the hammer, they have the pike, the war, and of course both teams have the war spear. But and I mean, the military cleaver is almost as good as axes. In fact, in some ways it's better because there's range, whereas the axes are...
There's a lot of range.
Yeah, I mean, it does as much damage as most axes if you hit people. The only advantage the axe has is that it can break shields more quickly.
I always find it a little bit ironic that the faction that has the best shield-breaking weapons also have the shields that are the ones that need to be broken.
Yeah, although Rodoks have the toughest shields. Or the shields with most hit points, anyway.
Yeah, I suppose so. You don't want to come up against Lords or Rodoks as Swadia with absolutely nothing useful to hit shields with.
Yeah. I often thought Swadia should have a, I don't know, some sort of shield-breaking weapon, even if it's not very good, just something that can break shields, and also the sort of like in-game objects like doors and stuff.
It'd be pretty amazing if you had doors you could break down
Well, there are, aren't there?
on siege maps.
Yeah. I don't see any reason why you couldn't put them on the battle maps. I think they should work. I don't know. Maybe they won't be reset.
Well, they should. Might be a bit gimmicky.
It'd be an interesting mechanic though, wouldn't it, if you could have something to break down. Job's saying time is up.
Okay, so we're going live. Regardless of regardless of the other team's status. They are within their rights to do it.
Yep. So Ukraine moving out. They seem to be getting quite a few archers, no shields, which is interesting.
Ukraine going to the left
A few sword swamps as well.
of this one, to the half of the map that wasn't used before.
And Poland just moving up the into Graveyard Alley. Looks like the more.
Have Poland got anyone on their spawn?
Not that I can see.
Poland have left their spawn. Oh, they have got someone. They got blast.
Oh yes.
So after seeing how effective that crossfire was, I'm surprised they didn't have someone up there a lot sooner.
Interesting to see how many crossbows Poland have taken. They seem to have a lot of infantry again. No, they've got 2 crossbows this time.
I'd still say it's a one too few.
Yeah. Guess they like their infantry then. So each team just having a nice
I struggle when
holiday.
it comes to maps, well, the map control, because 2 crossbows can't really pin down, well, 2 crossbows can pin down 1 archer. They can't pin, if they work together, they can't pin down any archers really, and that's what you want to do when the flags come. You want to stop them from firing.
Yeah, looks like Mr. Nobody dropped some javelins as well for the infantry.
So Ukraine might have an advantage if the flags spawn in the middle, and certainly if it spawns on their side of the map. In terms of going into the graveyard, it might not be so easy. Sure, they'll cross that hurdle when they get to it.
Well, it's only a 33% chance it'll come up in the opposite spawn, isn't it?
I'm a little surprised Poland aren't trying to get a bit more control over the rest of the map. And the U-bend is largely empty.
Didn't really give you anything there, does it? You can.
It gives you a closer base to the other flag spawns.
That's true.
I mean, when it comes to graveyard, you can still get there first. That's the crucial benefit, is you're closer when the flags come up. It's not a lot.
Yeah. I think the very design of this map, though, means it's going to be... you get this situation quite a lot, though, don't you, on this map? Because both teams start off with an impregnable fortress. It's like they can just retreat back there if they absolutely want to, and the other team can't risk attacking it, because it's...
One team has to be very brave or very stupid.
Yeah. And so it often ends up with you just camping around. So flag should be up in about 50 seconds. Wonder if anyone's going to do any
I'm
early
surprised they're
pushes.
actually being quite so passive.
From my mouth to Poland, to Ukraine's ears, so they're doing something. Oh, blast
Ooh.
goes down. Shot from
That was a
K2.
shot from... Is it in the U-bend? No, he was on top of
Yeah, it was
their
on the
spawn.
roof. So they've lost their guy on the roof now. Don't know what Ukraine
Oh,
was
that's
doing.
really unfortunate.
Moving into there. Let's go up in the
It's
graveyard.
good news for attacking, because they won't have their crossbow firing in their backs.
Yeah, actually, I think Poland might be in trouble here because they won't have anyone
So they
firing
won't
them
have anyone
down.
going up to replace him.
Oh right. That means they're going to have no firepower on the ground. But no, he hasn't
They
made
need
it.
to be very quick at
He
getting
hasn't
to the
made it.
flag here.
They've pushed him back. Subs had to retreat.
So Ukraine coming in from both sides. Conte's getting a bit caught out here. I think he jumped in a bit too soon.
Turkon goes down. Yeah, possibly a bit of a sloppy push there from Ukraine. Losing a lot of players on their own there.
Yeah, you saw Conti's go in very early and get surrounded. And anyone who tried to go in after him got surrounded equally as well.
Flag's nearly up. But
Oh, it's even again. 4 and
it's
4.
even, but ooh, it's going to be very close.
Poland still on the flag.
No.
Oh, they got the flag.
Too late. I think jumping over that fence was probably not a good idea by the Ukrainian players.
Yeah, they had a bit of time. They should have used it.
They could have just waited in a safer position, or given the position where they could retreat and kite them. Simcheck really is terrible equipment. He really does free shield and no legs, no trousers even.
Well, he always uses it to get the 200 weapon. I haven't actually seen him use the 200 weapon that often.
A glaive is quite nice as far as weapons go, but I don't know, I prefer military cleaver myself.
Well, he's an absolute beast when he can get a chance to pull it out. I am really surprised we haven't seen more of it. Because there really isn't any pressure from archers or throwing weapons.
He keeps getting javelins in his feet, doesn't he? So.
Yeah. Take leg armor. You'd be surprised how much you actually need leg armor.
Oh yeah, I mean, when I see an archer or someone with, you see someone with mail and come behind them, I'll often aim for the legs because it'll actually do more damage than if you hit the chest or whatever. And because of the way headshots are rather badly calculated in Warband when you're hitting them with weapons.
Yeah, I've had more damage from a foot shot than a headshot. Just because I've upgraded my helmet and not my boots.
Yep, not sure why Seg doesn't have a health bar. It's a bit flickery on and off, but they'll do the job, I guess.
I can see it. He's got full health.
Yeah, they've all got full health. Oh, Ukraine making a little bit of a push here.
There's a push or just a spy attempt.
Moving down. Oh, have Poland abandoned the spawn? Nope, blast
If
is
they get
up
up on that spawn, they might be trying to push blast off.
That'd be an interesting tactic, wouldn't it? Just go straight for the spawn and nick it.
Poland a bit slow to react there. Not sure what to do, I think.
He's pushing in though, but in the end, Ukraine
If
could
Ukraine
safely
there,
go
just
up on
get
the
pulled
spawn.
out, because, yeah, the
Oh.
entire Polish team might just come down on them now.
No, that wasn't a good idea choosing to fight there. That was not a good idea. Poland are just going to massacre them there. Take one each there.
Looks like Poland still have the number advantage.
Yeah, but good work from Turkon there. In fact, the
Ukraine are getting the kills, so they're still going 1-for-1.
goes down, so does Lara's. That took longer than it should have done for Poland. They had a big advantage there.
Turkon is about to go down. Oh, maybe not. He gets it.
Coach it. And Contis comes to
He's
save
got
the
support
day.
as well, so he's safe now. These Ukraine archers might get a sneak attack from this cav if he notices them.
Oh, Gorm takes out Turkon.
Missed his opportunity.
I think Turkon got quite a few kills there, maybe 3.
He's proving very difficult to kill.
Blast
There
is
are four people on him at one stage, and he managed to survive it until Kontiv came along and the rest of the archers. So he did a very good job.
that was actually a very interesting push there. I don't know how, but I think Ukraine was slightly lucky in that time where the Poland had the advantage. They weren't able to really get the kills when they needed to. But it's interesting that they tried to push straight for the spawn like that, because it's quite an unusual tactic really. But if they just run up it, I think actually they could have thrown blast off the spawn quite easily and then held the top of the stairs.
I was a bit puzzled as to why they decided to just wait in the street, especially when one went up on his own and the other one waited in the street on his own.
Yeah.
I know they both had support slightly further back, but take all the advantage you can get for the kills you're trying to achieve.
It's a good and predictable push though, that's what you need, isn't it? For it to be unpredictable.
That's what Poland should have been doing more of, the unpredictable stuff. Because when you've got a whole team of infantry, it's very hard to stop them wherever they go. Even if it is somewhere you don't expect them. Even the impenetrable fortresses can suddenly become quite penetrable if you don't have enough people to hold it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can leave one guy on the spawn sort of areas, but if you don't have people down there at the time to actually hold it, then yeah, it's pretty vulnerable. You can't really hold it with just one person.
I think what we saw there was a slow reaction from Poland. If they were a bit quicker with, noticing what was actually going on, they could have had their entire team pounced on just 3 players instead of 4 players try and take out 3.
I'm just going to see if I can reset my streamer, just to see if I can sort out these health bars. Seem a bit better now.
It's Ukraine now, being pushed up quite far into the Graveyard Alley. They've pushed Poland out of Graveyard.
Yeah, Poland are hanging back behind this
They're
house
almost back
now,
in their spawn.
so Ukraine certainly can't push through to the spawn again.
Poland trying to be a bit aggressive towards Laras, but a fence got in their way. Easily spotted.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ukraine players there. Simchek's got his
Very
glaive
good,
out now.
Couch Laras by Mr. Nobody.
And of course, when he does hit someone with that glaive, it's going to do a lot of damage. Contest goes down.
Team kill by Blackhawk.
And Sonic goes down to a new player.
Still all even.
Another kill from a new player.
Ukraine have lost someone. Laras to Blackett.
And yeah, it looks
Blackett's
like
off his horse.
also a Polish around
Tries
here.
on getting a useful kill. And going down himself.
2 on 4.
And Poland have the advantage here.
2 on 4 on 1 now.
4 and 1.
So that's that.
This is why the archers not having shields doesn't benefit them exactly.
Oh, K2
very
gets a
good kill.
kill on new player.
With the short sword as well.
It's unfortunate for
Short
new
sword?
player because he got a lot of
No,
kills
it's
there.
not a short sword. Can't be a short sword. Can it? I don't know.
It's 4 all now. Bond with quite a variety of equipment. Blackhawk taking their helmet.
Going with a weak shield, but getting his glaive.
Yeah, and he did survive the round, didn't he? So I'm pretty sure he could have upgraded. It's just sort of lucky pants style thing.
Sedged is looking very tanked.
Ukraine moving
He hasn't
to.
got a strong axe, but he did get a good armor.
Yeah, I actually think
Not that he
that
needs a good axe.
I actually think that Ukraine could have done with just backing off and just going somewhere else when they saw Poland weren't taking the bait really in that last round. But they kind of continued on with the push when they really didn't have to.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm not sure what they were trying to achieve. I know they wanted to. Well, it's pretty obvious they wanted to get Mr. Nobody in with a good couch on someone. But that's lucky or not. They wanted to grab someone. And shepherding everyone into one area is a good way of making sure you get a better hit ratio.
Yeah. Not a blast.
So they did want to shepherd them back. They kind of didn't really react to Poland pushing out though.
No. Contest by himself at the front of the Nord spawn.
I wonder if we'll see him trying to be sneaky.
I don't think so, because he hasn't got a two-handed weapon.
I think he's probably just trying to protect the archer in case someone tries to sneak in themselves.
Yeah. So it looks like we're going for flags this time. Unless one of the teams make a push. Oh, they posted Blackhawk as a guard at the bottom of the stairs in case they in case Ukraine try and push up again. So obviously Poland are adapting.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Although most of their team is a lot closer to their spawn this time. Kind of not taking that Graveyard Alley at all.
Yeah. Not sure what Ukraine are doing in here.
Only got one guy. Not enough to hold it really. But they're going to get some good control with the crossbows. Well, you've got the time to spread them out. Just make sure you can pull them back quick enough, and they'll have more than enough time to pull them back.
I have to say, the Ukraine has better map control with this. They are closer to the flags.
Yeah, they've got Poland almost exactly where they want them, hiding in a corner.
Yeah. So I suppose waiting for flags makes sense really now, if Poland are going to continue doing that. Of course, they can always push out a bit just before the flags come. Oh, there we go. There's the flags. Let's see who comes and what. It's Poland straight on them.
So that's a good spawn for Poland, really.
Yeah, although Ukraine have quite a good surround of their cross with their archers. Poland ignoring the flag for the moment. Seem to want Ukraine to get onto it. Yeah. Yeah, I think they want to get us around there. But it's a bit slow. Oh, Simcha gets a hit there. A coach for a new player goes
Good
down.
melee work there from Ukraine.
And go on.
Completely outlast them.
It's Blast and Zob left.
Not sure why Blast jumped down. I would have waited on top spawn and tried to get just another kill. Any kill, just to try and stop them tanking up quite so much for the next round.
Yeah, because that tank is going to be quite effective. Military cleaves aren't particularly good against armour.
Ooh, that was very poor. Team kill from this nobody. A little bit unfortunate because the archers there didn't have any kind of shield.
I'll check the stream because it seems to be lagging quite a bit. See if we refresh if it's on my end. Hope not, because I've already reduced the bitrate massively. It is, isn't it? Oh, crap.
So we've got a very similar setup from both teams. Poland in the graveyard, hiding in the corner. Ukraine hiding, well, not really hiding, but holding their side of the map. Gonna wait on flags, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Or tanked. Warhorse and mail for at least two of their guys. Poland don't seem to have any weapons worthy of, or armour worthy of mention. Simchak's got pretty much the same gear he had at the start.
Well,
Just
he
like the
actually
helmet.
had a chance to upgrade it anyway, and he didn't bother. So I don't think he wants to upgrade it.
It could be a choice thing, because fighting in mail is a little bit different. You lose speed.
I don't think the speed loss is enough compared to just the advantage of being able to take a few extra hits.
Well, I used to play with Leroy, who took no armour at all, regardless of what faction, class, anything. Just no armour, because just gave him enough speed to outmaneuver most of the attacks that came at him.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I wouldn't take low armor now. It's just too risky. You just one hit or whatever. You can't really. I think nowadays you can't really assume you're going to be able to avoid attacks. Really, most players are too good for that. We've got quite a lot of nice armor from Ukraine there. Blast and K2 just firing pot shots at each other. So this last round on this map is going to come down to the flags.
There's not a lot in it. If Poland win, it would make it even, will it?
Yeah, so it will be... I don't know what the next map is. Do you have any idea? It'll all come down there, though.
I don't.
To find out. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. But if Ukraine win, because that's 2 rounds down, unless they completely dominate on the next map, it's going to be very difficult for them to reclaim that.
Yeah, that's been very close. I wouldn't say that either team is particularly masterful at the open maps. I'd say that Ukraine probably has a slight advantage with Mr. Nobody as a horseman.
I don't know, Poland is Trinity, and Trinity had some very nice horsemen when I saw them against IG. So, I think Blackett and... I don't know if they've got them right now. Gorn was another good horseman. Now, Ukraine have moved straight onto the flag, and they've seem to have left a few people
going through
forward as skirmishers.
Poland are splitting up. Ooh, K2 dropped down, he's going to get caught out. Yeah, he's going to go down. Poland waiting to kill him there. Taking their time about it.
I have to wonder, why was Ukraine sending just half their team forward? Why are they keeping 3 on the flag? It doesn't make the flag go up any faster, does it? So, I don't think so. Flag's very high, though.
It's very high, but Poland still got there in time. Although Ukraine are outclassing
Poland
them,
are
really,
just
which is
disappearing, aren't
strange, really.
they? Well, the armour's maybe helping, I don't know. You can take a lot of risks.
Yeah, so
You just get a lot... don't know, it's turned the other way now. It's 4 and 4. Oh, but then gone.
Ukraine still have the
Zop go down.
height on the flag.
And Poland's gone now. It's the Blast left.
Poland's gone, yeah.
Where Blast is. Right, so that's 6-4 to Ukraine.
Get 6-4.
I have to say I didn't expect that on this map. I was expecting Poland to win it, to be honest, but Ukraine have certainly shown the mettle. The metal, even.
It will be interesting to see which team is stronger on a more open map.
Yep, it'd be interesting to see which map it is as well. Oh, I might have a look actually, now I've took a little break. Let's quickly find it. Now it's going to be Frosty Battle, Soundheads versus Roddick's again.
Frosty play.
Well, Soundheads do have a cav advantage. Because Roddick's have probably the worst cav, don't they, of all teams.
Yeah, they're absolutely pathetic.
But then again, I mean, Soundhead cav are very weak. They do this problem of being able to absorb damage, and even if the Roddick's do have very poor lances and sort of skill with it, they do seem to do alright with the hunters and whatnot.
Yeah, the damage absorption is what matters. Silent horses do tend to be quite...
So I'll just...
It's going to be hard to call, because neither team has a clear advantage in terms of which class is favourable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I mean, if you go with a lot of horsemen as Soundheads, I think Soundheads could actually really dominate on this map, actually.
It will take a lot of archers as well to kind of pressure them enough. But then of course you need to be careful when moving them, but if you can engineer some crossfire, end them in with your cav, it can probably pressure them quite well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you are going to be extremely, well, squishy. I mean, Arrowheads don't have any decent armour to start with, and their weapons aren't that great either. I mean, the archers are stuck with basically one of the weakest bows in the game, as opposed to Roddicks, who can get quite decent builds from, well, the first round.
Yep, but then again, well, I suppose this map doesn't really benefit crossbows or archers particularly, I think. Because I mean, there's space for both of them. There's quite nice cover all around for crossbows, and there's also plenty of open space for archers as well.
It's going to depend entirely on how they play it. If Poland, when the Roddics try and move out and hold, say, the forest, then the archers are going to have a big advantage of being able to reload, well, not having to reload. But if the crossbows stick to the ruins into the spawn village, they can be very difficult to dislodge.
Yep.
I really don't know which way this match is going to go.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of drop packets again. Damn internet. Sorry about this. Should write a letter of complaint to Virgin Media. Hopefully it'll sort itself out in a little bit. Now, how do you say it's F13X? How do you say those names?
Pretty sure it's supposed to be flex.
Flex, right? That's it. Yeah. Not good enough at least speak, to be honest.
Although, considering I don't really speak any kind of other language, it could be some other kind of word.
Well, I'll go with flex because that makes more sense than anything else.
Could be fx. I mean, one is usually supposed to be I.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, who knows?
I was supposed to be L as well, can't
I just call him Flex because the first time I saw the name, I thought it was an L. I just didn't see the number. So I've called him Flex ever since.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see which way it goes here. I mean, let's see who they've got in the teams. So, I think is a coach usually quite a good Cav. I can't remember if he plays Cav or not.
I think I've seen him play Cav before. I suspect he'll be a crossbow though. Last time I saw him he was playing archery roles.
I think Ukraine will have Frosker and Nobody as Cav, weren't they? They were playing Frosker as Cav when they first met.
Yeah. But certainly play Mr. Nobody as Cav.
Yeah.
Imagine we'll see Tablar and is it Blackhawk, who are usually archers.
So how do you think this map will go then? Because for me, it really depends on the teams how they want to play it. Because you can play aggressively on this map, but on the other hand, either team can be a bit defensive as well. Go for the ruins maybe, sort of hang out there. That's quite popular.
I would expect the Roddics to camp, but these teams have done almost the opposite in terms of camping, because they've been quite aggressive at times and quite passive at times when you think they wouldn't be. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see them both trying aggressive tactics at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, normally I'd expect Roddics to stay where their crossbows are most useful, so at their spawn in the ruins. I would expect Saranids to try and take the windmill area and a little bit to cover the flags. When the flags spawn, the archers should have a slight advantage. I say should. You never know how it's going to play out.
I have to see though. I think quite a lot can often turn into sort of battle around the windmill, can't it? Because that's it. I think that's where both teams prefer to push out. Both sides prefer to push out. Or at least that's my experience anyway. And the ruins, sort of where you go if you want to camp a bit. Ruins and plus either set up your own team's buildings. I think Saranids could actually do with just taking lots of forces on this actually, but let's see how it goes. Job saying already installs Lares. I guess we're restarting in a second.
So it's live again.
Ukraine have taken 3 archers, 3 cav and 2 infantry, so that's quite standard.
Poland have taken 3 cav, I believe. Yep, 3 cav, 3 crossbows and 2 infantry. Yeah, exactly the same.
So interesting, the sound is pushing up to the top ruin actually, the one on the hill.
The Roddics are holding their spawn and trying to take the other set of ruins.
Yeah, I think they might just be escorting Quadri over there. It's Quadri, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quadri even.
In the spawn they have an elevated position that can protect them from cav.
So both teams have moved to entirely opposite ends of the map. Good start, good start. So it looks like we're going for flag camping. So it doesn't look like any team set up for any pushes. Although Archer over here. Oh yes, K2's just set himself up next to this group of buildings. And he's completely shielded actually from the crossbow at ruins. So you can maybe fire on the flank of the buildings of in the Roddick spawn. Yeah, the crossbow and new player and Job moving out now, trying to get into a position.
It's the opposite, isn't it? Pretty lousy position.
Pontus goes down.
Pontus going down.
And Teblar. And Froska's charged in, possibly a little bit reckless there. There's Lares.
It's always tempting to try and get another kill after you lose one.
Pushed in actually, I've missed this completely.
Well done. Look, Froska getting a kill from it. So they've traded 1 for 1.
So Ukraine pushed in there with their, I think, 2 infantry and 3 cav there. So new player tried to push around the left flank to maybe come up behind K2. He got spotted and now he's just backing off. Things happening all over the place. So Poland are down a cav and Saranid and Ukraine are down a infantry.
I'd say that losing the cav is more important on this map.
Yeah, but if do the archers have shields? No, they don't. So they can't exactly put them on the flag very easily, can they?
Ooh, that was a good one from new player. Literally right next to it.
Yeah.
Hey, wake up.
He's gonna have to watch out for the archers though, because they're gonna get a crossfire on him soon.
After this round, I'll just reset the stream again and see if it sorts out.
Ruins that was.
But there's not much I can do otherwise.
So they've taken out the flanking archer from Ukraine. They have someone on the flag. They have a number advantage. I'd say Poland have this. New player versus Flex on the flag. Ukraine archer on the flank again. Avinder. I'm not sure if he's going to be effective enough there.
Oh, kills Gorn.
Bad team kill. Gorn was only trying to help. Templar moving up to stop the flanking archer. Flag 3/4 of the way up.
No, takes that Black Hawk.
Very good hit from Mr. Nobody there. That's why you play him as Cav. He's surprisingly good at getting those kind of sneaky hits. Because they're all aware he was there.
He's very good at bump stabbing, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, new player has nothing spiky to stick the horse with.
He has his, what do you call it? Pike, but can't really use it because you're getting shot at.
He's pressured.